The family you are about to meet will make you want to be a better person. Stacey and Darren Gagnon have adopted 4 special needs children. And when a group of kids pointed and stared at one of their adopted sons, leaving him in tears, Stacey stepped up with a blog post that made parents everywhere stand up and listen. Watch this. This is Team Gagnon. Bailey, Silas, Isaac, Ellie, Joel, Israel, and parents Stacey and Darren. It's a party of 8 brought together not just by love, but by their differences and disabilities.
Bailey, we held her responsible.
Bailey, their oldest, was born with a very rare heart condition.
We didn't know if she would make it or not.
She's the one that we learned how to handle medical stuff with, which changed the trajectory of our lives.
After having Silas, who was healthy, Stacey made the decision to become a nurse, and they began fostering medically fragile children.
They're willing to take anyone in, no matter how different they look.
Isaac was one of their first fosters.
He was so broken when he came. He was a newborn.
Skull fractures and brain injuries. He had a 50-50 chance of survival. There was little hope he would function normally. Now, 10 years later, he's in the gifted program at his school. He was the beginning of what has become a mission of love.
It's almost addicting because I was like, holy cow, look at what love can do.
Ellie, allergic to proteins in food and feeding tube dependent, was thought to be too sick for adoption.
She's just the happiest kid you've ever met in your life.
Joel, their 5th child,
High five.
was born with craniofacial impairment, without an ear, and with hearing loss.
The first time we met him, he was 18 months old, and we knew he was supposed to be our son.
He has some pretty severe disabilities, but he doesn't let those define who he is.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have tough times.
When we walked in the door, every kid in the whole class stopped what they were doing, turned, were pointing, and had just like looks of almost disgust on their face. And he looked at all of them and then just ran to the back of the classroom and put his head in his arms.
Stacey wrote about that hard day on Facebook, a post that has been shared almost 30,000 times. People even posting pictures of their disabled children in support and starting the hashtag Joel's Friends.
I think it helps him realize that he's not alone in this.
But perhaps their greatest test of love and faith has been Israel.
I walked into that orphanage and it was dying babies. It was dead silent, dying babies.
Israel was in an orphanage in Bulgaria.
Bye-bye, orphanage.
He was paralyzed from the waist down, and at 4 years old, didn't know how to chew and had never been outside.
The first few nights, we just looked at each other like, we don't know if we can do this.
But the Gagnon credo is love, and the spark in Israel undeniable.
He's flying now.
What we want our kids to know, you're one person in this huge, world, but you can make a difference.
A family connected by the heart. And we are honored to be joined now by Joel's parents, Stacey and Darren. Welcome to you both. I see that package and you're like a couple of angels.
Oh.
You are like 2 angels rescuing these beautiful children who had been all but forgotten. The story of Joel resonated with so many people when you made that Facebook post, Today Hurt. And you talk about how he felt, how he was hiding in plain sight because you can't hide in a room full of people, putting his head in his hands so that they couldn't make fun of him. Tell us what happened when you brought him out of the room and into the church.
He drew on my hand, Joel loves mom. And I just, at that point, I guess I felt like I had failed him. We've been very, very proactive in educating and going in front of him and explaining to kids, because I don't expect that my children won't be looked at. That's not my expectation. But we're so proactive in going out and educating families and kids and other kids what different is, and I hadn't done it that day. And so I guess for me, I felt a little bit like I had failed him. He's also getting older and he's aware now. Mm-hmm. So I think that was what was really hard for us that day.
Just that picture of what he wrote and, the love a child feels for his parent when we're always trying to protect them and look out for them. And in that particular circumstance, you knew he needed to be removed. But your message to other parents is an important one, which is what?
I was a teacher before I went back to school to be a nurse, and I'm learning as a parent that you have to be intentional in teaching your children to be kind. You have to be intentional in teaching your children to serve and love other people. We push and push our kids to achieve in athletics, in academics, in all areas of life, but we're not teaching them the most important lesson in life, and that's compassion. And there's this beautiful quote by Elie Wiesel, who was a Holocaust survivor. And he says, you know what, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And so we teach our kids, don't stare. But we should go one step farther and teach them, no, don't just not stare or don't just stand back when bullying happens. You need to become involved and you need to get in there and become a friend.
And you say we should show our kids pictures of kids with disabilities and facial deformities and say this is also how kids look. So it's not the responsibility is also on us to get people, Darren, used to seeing others who don't look like them.
Well, could you imagine being here just without makeup and just without all of the other things, right? Like, I mean, being in front of people is a hard thing, and especially when, you know, if you're missing an ear and you know you look different. And there's been a lot of times Joel has asked us, like, why did God make me without an ear, right? And so that's, as a parent, you kind of go, man, that's a tough one. And so we, with all of our kids having so many differences, it helps we can point at others and say, well, look, here are others. We all have our own differences. We all have things that look different. But it's really tough for Joel now. He's getting older. He does recognize that, yeah, this is different. And so the doctors have said, well, we can actually make an ear, right? They could mold him a new ear. And so he asked just like a couple weeks ago, and he said, well, what would that look like? What would I have to do, you know? Because we joked, we said, well, we could give you a puppy dog ear, right? It could look like whatever you want.
I got a Spock ear.
Yeah, right. And then so we told him, well, it would be a couple surgeries, 2 or 3 surgeries. And he thought, probably not. Oh. Yeah. So there's always a trade-off.
You're going to let him make the choice.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it is his choice because it's cosmetically, it's for him what he wants. Yep. And it's a tough series of surgeries.
You know, Jimmy Carter once said one of his lessons in life was that just at the point when you think you can do no more, you can. And you two are an example of that. God bless you and your whole family. Good luck.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.